Very pleased to be joined by Lydia Koch here at the Maybank Championship. Lydia, just take us through the impressions of the course and how it maybe kind of suits your game now that you've had a few practice rounds under your belt.
Yeah, the last time I was here in Malaysia was 2023, so it's good to be back. It was my first time playing that side of the golf course at KLGCC, and it's got a great mix of holes. I think the finishing holes are kind of the signature part of this golf course. The course really hasn't changed much since I was here last, but it's in great shape, and hopefully, I saw the scores last year and it was really low, so hopefully I'll be able to make a bunch of birdies and have a good week.
How does it maybe suit how does it maybe suit your game?
I played pretty solid, a couple of years ago. I just remember being really tired at the end of the week. Obviously the weather is a pretty big factor when you play, in Malaysia. It's kind of like when we play in Thailand and Singapore. It's obviously a lot hotter and more humid than anywhere else we play. And I don't think I've ever been known to play that good in this kind of heat before, but I won earlier in the year in Singapore, and I think I just managed my energy levels really well, and I think that's going to be the key. You're going to hit some good shots and some shots that's a bit mediocre, but I think the person that kind of keeps cool and has good energy from Thursday to the last putt on Sunday is probably going to have the best chance.
Speaking of maintaining energy, played a lot of golf last week at International Crown. Just kind of take us through that and your experience getting to play some team golf last week.
Yeah, out of kind of the max of 90 holes that you could play, I played 89, so I played a lot of golf. I think we were part of Group B, and Group B was very strong. There was no round in the first 3 days where we thought this was going to be an easy one and kind of automatically qualify for Sunday. Obviously gutted that we weren't able to play for first and second place in the last round, but regardless, our team played great. I was really proud of the girls. They stood up and just played hit a lot of clutch shots, made a lot of clutch putts when it really mattered, and it had been a while since I've been in that kind of team environment, so it was great to be in that team room with all the girls and our caddies. I wish I could have stepped up a little bit, to be honest, with my game. But yeah, it was fun to be part of the International Crown, and I really hope that with having Team World, this is kind of a step in the direction of just growing that championship. And I still feel like there's ways to go in that sense. But yeah, it was cool to be a part of that.
And the last one before I open it up to media, I know your dad's here this week. How special is it to get to play in front of him?
Yeah, he doesn't come out very much. He's come out to the two hottest events this year. Maybe he brought me luck in Singapore, but it's always nice to have family. That was one of the best things about playing. Last week I saw a few of my aunts and uncle, and obviously my parents, and so yeah, it makes it special. The opportunity for them to come out and watch me play is getting less and less. Obviously, I'm playing less events, and it's also harder for them to travel as well. So, yeah, we're having a good time. He wanted to buy some traditional Malaysian clothing yesterday, so we went to go buy a couple. But yeah, the good golf is very important. I want to play the best golf I can whilst I'm playing, but at the same time, these are memories that I'm going to cherish, and I'll never be able to relive after these moments. So yeah, it's been a great couple days, and we're looking forward to the rest of it.
All right, we'll open up to media. Any questions? We'll start right here.
Hi, how are you feeling about your game this week?
Last week, for the most part, I hit the ball pretty solid. I really didn't make many putts. The only day I really made putts was the last round of the Sunday. So hopefully that gave me a little bit more confidence and momentum going into this week. Obviously, the courses are very different between New Korea and Nicosia, and the grass is very different. So there's a bit of adjustment that needs to be made, but I've seen this golf course before, so it's not a completely new golf course that I'm just purely having to get adjusted in this short amount of time. But yeah, you have to hit it really well, and just when you see a lot of birdies, obviously you have to putt well, but you're setting up a lot of birdie opportunities. So I think that's what I've got to do well.
Okay, my second question is, what motivates you when you're not playing well on one particular hole or a round? How do you turn back? How do you mentally focus yourself?
No, I think I'm at a point in my career where